Welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about some basic lathe safety. Please note that every lathe is a little bit different, so consult your manufacturer's operation manual before getting started. The first thing I'm going to do today is do a walk around of the machine. What I'm looking for is any debris or any potential safety hazards, so do a walk around before you do anything. I've already done that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I install the chuck in a correct and safe manner. So as you can see, I have the chuck right now sitting on a piece of wood that's on the ways of the machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this chuck. If I look at the spindle nose of my machine here, what I have is I have a cam lock spindle nose to adapt to a cam lock chuck. So how this works is I have pegs that are a half moon shape, and these fit into the holes here, and then this cam lock here turns and it locks it in place. So I'm going to install this chuck, and I want to leave the piece of wood here until it's fully installed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push, and I'm going to tighten my cam locks. And please note, whenever I'm handling anything on the machine, my machine is in the off position. So whenever I touch anything on the chuck, I want to make sure the machine is powered off. That's because I don't want my machine to accidentally turn on while I'm handling it. So I'm going to go around all the way here, and I'm going to tighten all of the cam locks. So if I come up and I look here, what I have is I have a line up here, which is in the kind of the neutral position. And then I have two V's. I also have a line right here. So what I want to do to make sure this is tight is I want to make sure this line right here is in between those two V's. When I'm removing the chuck, I want to make sure these two lines are lined up so I can take the chuck off. So I have this tight, and I'm going to remove the piece of wood here. So later on in this section, we're going to talk about my RPMs and how I set that and how I get all of my tools set up. One thing I briefly wanted to touch on is how to perform an emergency stop on this machine. Okay, so this machine, as you can see, there's not a big red emergency stop button, but right here I have the brake of the machine. That is going to function as my emergency stop. So if I turn this machine on here and I get my RPM spinning, if I touch this emergency brake, it shuts the power off to the machine. Okay, so if I ever have an emergency and I need to power the machine down quickly, step and hold on the brake, and that will shut everything down for you. So that is some getting my chuck in and some basic lathe safety.